You know the vibes, man. It's your boy Dro coming at y'all live and direct from the battle booth. And today we got none other, a very special guest, man. It's been accomplishing a lot of things recently for the New England region, the New England battle rap area. His name is just growing. I don't even want to tell, I want you to tell the people, bro. So go ahead and tell the people who you are real quick.
It's your boy Lurchums, AKA the Gatekeeper. Motherfuckers know what time it is. Doing my thing, frontline family to the fullest. Kentucky native. Always gonna put it on for Rhode Island no matter what. That's basically how it goes, baby.
Lurch, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about, bro. You've been missing. You recently came back from...
I was in Florida.
What was you doing out there in Florida?
I won Arsenal's contest here.
Woo! Hold on, what'd you just say?
I won Arsenal's contest. It was 3 weeks. I was every day, video, having to memorize fucking verse after verse after verse. That shit was stressful, bro. The first 2 tournaments, I got myself knocked out because I forgot a fucking word both times at the Elite 8. 2 tournaments in a row, 2 weeks in a row. I got down to the Elite 8 and forgot a word, and the pressure was like physically making me fucking sick because I wanted to win it, bro. You know what I mean? So it just got like, it made me physically ill, bro. Both times I fucking forgot.
And this was for this tournament that just happened?
Oh no, because the 3rd tournament is
okay, yeah, so I was gonna say you were in a couple of more tournaments before this.
There was 3 tournaments total. I missed this first one. The 2nd tournament I jumped into, got to the Elite 8 and lost because I forgot a word, and then the judges were strict. You know what I mean? If you forget a word, no matter how nice you are, it don't fucking matter. If you don't adhere to the rules, you're dusted. You know what I mean?
Like forget like one of your lyrics, or forget one of the words they tell you to use?
Yeah, one of the words they tell you to use.
Okay, okay.
Because each round it got worse and worse. Like the first round would be like, oh, say these 3 words. Then the next round would be like, all right, now put these 5 into it. And as it got more and more like serious as it went.
So it's like to challenge pretty much.
And to make sure they're not using shit they had in the stash also. Because anybody can spit something they've been comfortable with for fucking, they've had in the locker for fucking a year, spit it comes out so fluid because they got the delivery down, they got everything, the science of it down. But when you gotta write it on the spot, like he was giving us the beat and the words at like 8:30 at night. It would always differ. It was never on like a structured like time. You know what I mean? And he'd give us the beats and the words at like 8:30 at night, and you had to have it in by 5 o'clock the next day.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So that becomes, when you start getting further in the rounds, you're dealing with elite lyricists. Just because these people ain't got names, like.
So how many people were in this tournament?
Each tournament had 32 people.
32. Yep. And how many did you have to face?
You have to face your whole side of the bracket until you get into the finals.
So about 16?
Well, each time it breaks down. So if there's 32, you got 16 on each side, like NCAA. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yes, yeah,
so that breaks down to 8, and then breaks down to 4, and then that. So in the 32-man tournament, you had to have five solid like verses that you put together. So you need 5 to win it. In the first tournament, I got down to the Elite 8, so I had 3 or 4. I want to say 3. I had 3 already in the bag, sitting on Arsenal's page for a week, and then I got knocked out in the Elite 8. I'm like, what the fuck, you know? And then the next one, I jump in it, I get knocked out again. I forgot the word drug dealer, bro. I was so worried about having it in on time that I didn't count up the words because I was doing that. I was making sure I had the words in, go back, listen to the verse, and make sure I got everything in there.
Was that the first or the second time you tried?
Both times that shit happened. Both times, bro. And I fucking just put it in, like, just trying to be stupid. Put it in real fast, thinking I had it, and I felt good about and the verses were fucking fire, but I forget the fucking word. So the second time is when I forgot drug dealer. At that point, I was ready to say, fuck it. I'm like, I'm not even doing this shit again. Another fucking tournament I'm gonna have to go through, and if I get down to the Elite 8 and fucking choke again, like, that's how I felt. Like I was choking on myself. Like, I fucking did myself a disjustice, you know what I mean? Like, I was letting myself down more than anything else. I'm like, I should be bodying this shit, and I'm losing the subpar lyricists, if you ask me. Like the cats I lost to in the Elite 8 both times, like they should have never fucking beat me. They only did because I forgot the word, and people were like, yo, the Gatekeeper should have won that blowing up Arson's contest, like in the comments. But I was like, fuck it, and I knew one time I did it. As soon as I submitted the video, before they even put the fucking videos up, I put it up in the comments. I was like, yup, I said I just lost again because I forgot the fucking word drug dealer. And I was sick, bro. Then the 3rd time I wasn't even gonna do it, and I told Arsenal, I hit up Arsenal, I was like, yo, bro, I appreciate the opportunity and all that, dog, but I ain't even got it in me this time. Like, I'm ready to just fucking fold up and call it a day. I said, because twice in the Elite 8, you know what I mean, out of 32 people, to make it that far and fucking lose because of beating myself. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck that. And then he's like, no, dog, stay in it. Like, he kind of encouraged me. He was like, stay in it. He said, you nice. He said, there's no storyteller rappers in this. He said, come back for the 3rd one. Then he told me, plus his manager fucks with me. You know what I mean? Like, I guess, like, from what I understood, like, his manager thought I was going to win it like the first 2 contests I entered. You know what I mean? So then I was like, fuck it. I came back for the 3rd contest, and I was like, when when it gets down to that fucking Elite 8, I don't give a fuck if I don't gotta sleep, I ain't gonna eat, I ain't doing nothing. I was like, this shit is not gonna break me again. Fuck that, because I got mad at myself. And that's when I went through, smashed all 5 rounds.
You did. You did indeed. And you ended up winning Arsenal's tournament 2020.
Crazy.
What was the name of the tournament? Was there a name?
I got bars, something like that.
And is there footage of this on YouTube that people can look up?
Well, it's on my page actually, because once the one tournament was over, he'd take down all the videos off of his page and shit like that. So if you didn't screen record it, like when he announced the winner, I was like, I knew it was me or this dude Piranha. And I was worried about Piranha because I was fuck with him. Piranha lost the second tournament to this dude named Gino in the car, who's a monster. Shout out.
Was Piranha the last person that you faced?
Yeah, Piranha was the last person I faced, and I knew Ars fucked with him because he lost the second tournament. Arsenal still flew him out, worked with him. I was like, wow, Ars is feeling this dude. So like, I was like, fuck, man.
So you thought there might have been a bias going in?
You got to think like that in the beginning because like I know Arsenal from the game and shit like that, but I didn't know what his character was before that, and I was like, damn, man. But then I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute, Arsenal's not even a judge. So I might be able to get through this shit. Either way, you know what I mean? He was even saying it. He said when he announced the winner, he was like, yo, lyrically, he's like, I don't think anybody's fucking with Piranha that was in any of the tournaments, and that's what he said. So I was like, oh, but then before he announced it, I was like, fuck, man. I was like, yep, I just lost the fucking Piranha because I said something to him. I said something, and I was like, I said, bitch, I said, we from the ocean state. There ain't a fish we don't eat. Like, you know what I mean? Like this, and the fact that he could, like, shot, like, I didn't know Arsenal was gonna fly him out. I thought he was gonna be in the third tournament. So in my first round of the third tournament, I threw a shot at him, talking about the ocean state. I said, bitch, I'm from the ocean state. There ain't a fish we don't eat. You know what I mean? And, yeah, so I threw a shot at him, and he wasn't even in the fucking tournament. I ended up seeing him Arsenal's page. Arsenal flew his ass out. I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
And I told Ars, I was like in the inbox, I was like, yo, I threw a shot at your boy, dog, like your boy Piranha in round 1. He said, I know, I heard. He said, throwing shots is good, you know what I mean? So I was with that. I was pumped about that. But yeah, man, I thought I was gonna lose, and then lo and behold, he kept it real. He was like, the judges picked me because Piranha, when he would get into the end rounds, like the finals, he would like, it was like almost like the pressure was hard for him to handle or whatever. I can't speak for him, but you know what I mean? But it seemed like in all the final rounds, he was struggling again in the finals. Like he lost to Gino in the car, and then he ended up losing to me, you know?
I'm gonna say this because I don't feel like a lot of credit is given to people. I feel like people, for some reason, would rather not give credit to people when they're doing well. And I just want to say that congratulations, first and foremost, for winning that tournament. That's a good look for New England.
I think so.
Are you officially under Takeover Battle League? Like, are you a battle rapper for Takeover Battle League? Would you say?
I don't even know, to be honest. That's a good question. I fucks with them, you know what I mean? I fucks with everybody over there, Zay and all them, you know. Zay's always been cool to me. He's never fucked me over, caused me any problems, talk shit behind my back. So I rocks with Zay. But I don't know, honestly, because I haven't had a battle under Takeover yet. I battled one time on Boiler Room, and then because early on in the Takeover Battle League, when it was affiliated with the other crew, which I'm not going to even bother mentioning, but that's when there was issues. That's why I didn't battle to begin with. It had nothing to do with Zay. It had to do with the other side that had something to say at that time. Now that other side's no longer there and no longer has anything to say at all. So I was supposed to have a play that was supposed to battle with Demon Dame. You know what I mean? But COVID hit. Everybody got masked up, and that's where we're at now. So I don't even know what's going on with that. I haven't spoken to Zay about battling on the platform, but I mean, I'm sure if he hits me up, we might be able to work something out.
I was gonna say that because I was gonna say that's a good look for Takeover Battle League. It is regardless, either way. I mean, we're right next to each other.
Yeah, hell yeah. I feel like I have something to bring to the table. I always felt like I had something to bring to the table. I always felt like no matter where I battled, people were gonna notice it regardless. You know what I mean? Just because of who I am. Like I know who the fuck I am, crazy. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. If I was somebody else, I would tell them I knew who they were. You know what I mean? Because I recognize it. You know what I mean? I know what I am. I really, honest to God, don't think anybody's fucking with me when it comes to music, when it comes to anything. I feel like I'm the full package. I think if I was a little bit better looking, I would have already been on. You know what I mean? Straight up.
That's funny.
Yeah, straight up. Keep it a buck, bro. You know what I mean?
That's
like
funny.
If I was more easier around the eyes and I wasn't such a savage looking motherfucker, I'd already been on, brother. Like, trust me, because then I would have had everything. You know what I mean? The only thing I'm lacking is being a fucking looker.
I was actually gonna ask. You mentioned Demon Dame. You mentioned that, and I was gonna get to that. But before we do get to that, real quick,
got some bars for you, Dame. Still, I'm letting you know, brother. We did the face-off already. It's in the can, bro. I got you, brethren.
Now, before we get to that, real quick, there was also a secondary winner of another tournament. that was a battler out of New England.
Yeah, you talk about Just Cuz.
Just Cuz.
Tsu Surf had a tournament.
Tsu Surf also had a tournament.
And Just Cuz won it. He's from New London, Connecticut. Shout out Just Cuz. That kid's a monster, man. I'm gonna give it to him. I battled him the other night, and honestly, I was fucking surprised. I slept on him a little bit. I probably shouldn't have. You know what I mean? Like, we both had the same amount of time going into this battle because we both got offered it at the same time from Lex. So shout out Lex Luthor for my battle. That man's a fucking genius because it was smart. Because Just Cuz won Surfs, right? I won Arsenals. What better way to open the Motherland card than two people that just won major battle rappers tournaments? You know, so I thought that was relatively smart on his part. And Tsu Surf, I mean, and when Just Cuz was only in the final 4 of Surf's tournament when he offered me that battle, and I got that battle maybe 3-4 weeks out. I don't want to say like it was too short, but you know, at the time when he offered me the battle, I was in Florida in the studio with Shaq and Arsonal, like right around that same time. Like within that whole week, all this shit happened. So like I'm down there working on a project with them, we're talking about things, setting up things to shoot the video, the whole 9 yards. And then he hits me up. He's like, "Yo, Lurch, you want a battle?" I said, "Who is it? Where?" You know what I mean? And he told me, it was just without even flinching. I was like, "Hell yeah, I'll take that fucking battle."
Did you know him before that?
No, I knew, like I seen him around because he's been in the same battle groups and all that. So we know each other's names regardless. I don't know if either one, like I never checked into his music before I knew I had to battle him, and I'm sure he never looked into me either because he's got his own movement. You know what I mean? Who the fuck's checking on somebody else when you got your own path to walk? So we knew of each other, but didn't really know each other. And I was actually kind of happy about the fact that when I walked in and met him, that him and I were comparable in size. Like he was like the same size as me. Because honestly, you start to look like a bully after a while when you're the size I am and you're constantly looking down on opponents and all that. You start to come off as, you know, being somewhat of a monster. So to have somebody in front of my face that I could stand there on my toes and look eye to eye with and feel like if it really turned, like not saying we don't know it's battle rap and all that, but I feel like if it would have turned some other way, it would have been like a worthy adversary, you know what I mean? Because he had some size on him, so I felt like what better way to do this? Plus, it's going to be aesthetically pleasing when people see it on camera to have two giant guys like fucking going head up in this battle. So I thought it was dope, and he really impressed me. I'm not going to take anything away from him. That kid's a monster. It made me want to look more into him after the battle because I was like, okay, I see you, Just Cuz. You know what I mean? Like I just wasn't expecting it. You know what I mean? And so honestly, if I got to keep it a beam, I'm going to say he probably edged me in the room. Because just being a man about shit, like if you take an L, you take an L, you know what I mean, period. Like I think he got me in the room, but I'm not sure. It might be debatable when it's rewatched online, just because the energy, you don't feel the same type of energy you feel, but the energy that kid had in that fucking room was serious.
And you said that was for iBattle.
Yeah, that was iBattle. That's Lex Luthor's platform. He's out of Connecticut, so, and that's another thing. Like, I knew walking in there, first of all, I'm not stupid. When they put the promotional video up of the battle, all right, Just Cuz's song was the background track for the promotion video for Motherland. All right, he's opening up the card. It was his first battle ever. They tried to feed me to Just Cuz. And I knew that was gonna happen from the door because it's one of their own. You gotta think about it. The battle was in Connecticut. iBattle is located, like they are out of Connecticut. All right, and I'm not saying there was no bias because I showed mad love in the room, you know what I mean? Like everybody was cool and shit like that, but when you're coming in from OT, you're coming out of town, you're showing up into another man's home state, you know what I mean? Another man's face, you know, and like we were in his arena that time. You know what I mean? The room might have shaken differently if it was in Rhode Island.
I see.
You know what I mean? That's just the way I feel about it. But he definitely did his thing. Like I said, I can't take nothing away from him. I was honestly impressed. I dapped him up after it was over and told him, I was like, yo, I said, you keep doing your thing, you're gonna be a force to be reckoned with this, and people are gonna have to worry about you. You know what I mean? Just like the same way I feel they're gonna have to worry about me. Like I never battled in this style before. This is all new to me, taking like this style of battling. Like the way I felt like the way I delivered my shit on Saturday, I kind of delivered it old school too, because people was telling me like, yo, your shit is like different than everybody else's. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I came at them more like being on the corner than like we were in a room full of people. You know what I mean? That's what I got to figure out how to change. You know what I mean? Write more to get reactions from that room as opposed to get reaction from the masses. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he definitely did his thing, man. I enjoyed it. But to be honest, me and Just Cuz should have already faced off with each other in Tsu Surf's tournament. And I just want to say this right here for the world to see and put this out in the universe. Tsu Surf can go fuck himself, like straight up. That dude, in my opinion, is a fucking clown. I don't like the way he does business, and I respected him before all this. Can't take nothing away from his pen, because he's a monster when he does what he does, you know what I'm saying? I'll give that to him, but on a personal level, a business level, I can't fuck with a dude like that, honestly. Honestly, I entered his fucking, when he had the tournament up, I caught wind of it when I was in the midst of Arsenal's tournament. On the first week I was in Arsenal's tournament, I heard about Surfs. I hit him up, yo, Surf, what I gotta do to be in the tournament? He responded back with $100. I said, what's your Cash App? I'm gonna send that to you now. He gave me his Cash App. Sent him the $100 registration fee. I waited like a week, didn't hear nothing about the tournament. By that point in time, I'm already had lost the first tournament with Arsenal, and I'm going into my second tournament, and I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? Hopefully the Tsu Surf shit comes out and I can body something over there. And then, like I said, a week and a half goes by, nothing for the tournament, no bracket, no nothing. I hit him up, yo, Surf, what's good with the tournament? He kind of came at me sideways. I got all the messages. He was like, oh, this, that, the third tournament to start. When I say it starts, I said, dog, I was just fucking checking on when it would start. I want to make sure I didn't miss it. It starts when I say it starts. All right, cool, bro. Just don't forget me. I know I sent you the money like 2 weeks ago. I got all the messages to back all this up. Then boom, 2 weeks go by, I hear nothing. I had already won Arsenal shit now. All right. No, I don't even think I won it yet. It was right before they announced the winner. Okay. So it was like that week coming up, like a couple of days away. Boom, the bracket comes out for Surf. My name's not on it. I hit him up. I'm like, yo, Surf, what's good, bro? I said, my name is not even on the fucking bracket. Like, what happened? He's like, oh, things have been hectic. I must have got caught up there in the mix. I said, so what you're saying right now is I'm not part of this tournament, that I was one of the first motherfuckers to send you the yard to lock myself in. And he's like, oh, why you sweating me over a punk-ass $100? And then I lost my shit. Like, I'm like, what do you mean a punk-ass $100? You're Tsu Surf, right? Mr. Money Man getting paid for these battles. Like, you're in a way fucking better position than an artist like me. And you're telling me it's a petty $100? I know motherfuckers that try to smoke cats over 50. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you're trying to act like fucking $100 is petty. In the streets, $100 get you a fucking ass beat. What you mean $100 petty? I know people that ain't got $10 to their name, don't know how the fuck they're gonna eat tonight. So that's how I know this motherfucker got awful bougie when he started getting further and further in his career. So Surf's out here stealing deposits?
That's the way I felt about it, because I came at him and was like, yo, dog, you really did this shit as a fucking money grab. I said, Arsenal's tournament, I said, people win this shit, he's got them out on a fucking flight the next day. You see them live with Arsenal the next day. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, you know what I mean? Because Arsenal kind of started the trend with all this shit. When he was the first one to start the tournaments. And then you see all other people, like, Arsenal set the trend for a lot of things in COVID that he's not getting the recognition for, and that's a fucking fact.
Arsenal's a legend.
Yeah,
Arsenal's
he definitely set trends with the whole, the rap tournaments, the battle tournaments. Arsenal did that first, before anybody when the COVID started. And the other shit we're doing, like the mixtapes and shit like that, he had a handle on that too. He was one of the first names out there to start doing shit like that. And everybody seen what he was doing and started flipping. And now you see everybody. Style P got one, or I think Shaq got one, Jada got one, Fabulous is doing, everybody and their mother's doing that. But Arsenal was the first cat to do something like that. And everybody took his shit and ran with it. But yeah, so I was pissed off because I'm like, look, you took my fucking $100 out, so I can't be the only one. So there's gotta be other people out there that sent you the money, you lost in the shuffle, you picked and chose who you wanted in the fucking bracket, and you thought the people that you could get over on were these people.
Now, how many people were in that tournament?
32.
32 as well?
So think about it, $100 a piece, 32 people, you're making $3,200 right off the fucking rip. Think about the people that may have entered it and didn't get their tournament.
That's what I was gonna ask. Now, was it a situation where it was like the first 32 will be the chosen 32, or how were these people picked?
What he tried to do is, I guess it was first come, first serve. He put the tournament out there, whoever pays the deposit, the $100 to get in there gets it.
Yeah.
I did that shit before anybody. Like, as soon as he put it up, boom. Like, I found out about it.
So what do you think happened then? Because it sounds like, I
think he took money from a lot of different people and didn't realize who he fucking took money from, set up this fucking bracket, and forgot the people that kicked in first because it started filling up. So I think it was an honest mistake in the beginning, but how he handled it wasn't like a gentleman.
I see.
You know what I mean? Every gangster has to have a gentleman involved, otherwise you can't do business.
And did he say anything about refunding people that weren't?
He sent me my money back, like, because I started ragging on him. I'm like, what the fuck, dog? Like, when he made like a small thing, to me it's not a small thing. To me that was an opportunity. Fuck the $100. You took my chance away from me to body 32 other fucking rappers and win. You took my chance at the crown away from me. You took my chance at battling Just Cuz away from me. You understand? Because I should have been in that tournament with him. So him and I should have already had fucking seen each other. You understand what I'm saying? And he kept me out of the tournament for whatever reason. And I personally think because he follows Arsenal,
I personally think he seen me bodying shit in Arsenal's tournament, knew what the fuck was gonna happen if I jumped in his, and probably didn't want me to win his shit. Shit happens all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I get hated on all the time because of the way I look. It's politics, brother. You know what I mean? Straight up. And when they know you're a certain person who's no nonsense, I'm not gonna take the fuckery. That's when they try to stay away from you because they don't want to deal with the problem that's gonna come in the end if they do some sideways shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what it did. And I don't give a fuck. People can laugh, say whatever. I've opened a lot of doors for myself recently. So the odds that him and I are gonna see each other on a stage or someplace, it's real fucking good in my mind. And he's gonna have to answer for all that tough guy shit he talked then.
At least he gave you your money back,
yeah,
right?
He did give me
At
my money
least.
back.
I was over here thinking he didn't give you your money back at all. I'm like, damn.
Think about what would have happened if he didn't. Like, think about that. His whole reputation's on the line, over $100 fucking. I'm sure I'm not the only one. You don't just do that with one person and forget. You know what I mean? Especially after you punked me when I asked when the tournament started. Oh, it starts when I start. So now I'm thinking, well, maybe he intentionally kept me out of it because he felt I questioned him in the beginning, like when was it gonna happen? Plus, I was bodying shit in three of Arsenal's tournaments. I was the person picked by a lot of people for the first 2 tournaments I lost. Everybody said I was gonna win, so people thought I was gonna win the first 2 tournaments. So when I came back and smashed the 3rd tournament, what the fuck could they say? It speaks for itself, and I gotta give this to Arsenal too. There was no politics involved in his tournaments.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a good thing. Okay. Because if you're a real spitter and you feel like politics have kept you out of shit, that was the perfect opportunity for me to really show and prove, you know what I'm saying? Show who I was. And when I fucked up and did things that could have been improved on, I did. And I came back, improved upon it, and then did what I had to do to win. You know what I mean? So, like, and it wasn't based upon loyalty to anybody else. Like, he fucked with Piranha, and I still beat Piranha to win the tournament. That speaks volumes about Arsenal's character. It truly does. You know what I mean? It speaks volumes about his character. And when I was down there, he showed me nothing but love, dog. I got down there. He was there with his people. He had his man Trey Day, shout out Trey Day, and shout out Oye. His people, yeah, they're both off Grape Streets out of Tampa. So, and he had his people down there. They embraced me, showed me nothing but love. Like, I was in the fucking studio with them chilling. I showed up my own beat and shit. I set the tempo for the track because I laid down my verse first. And then Arsenal sat there and wrote his. After I laid down mine and all that, he wrote his shit. And then while we're in there and Arsenal's getting ready to lay his shit down, he walks up to me and tells me I got a phone call on his phone. I'm like, who the fuck could be calling me on Arsenal's phone? But in my mind, I'm like, yeah, it gotta be somebody fire because they're calling Arsenal's phone, you know what I mean? Yeah. I was like, who? He said, yo, so all I'm gonna tell you is the person that called this phone right now said, let me talk to my ninja Lurchum. I'll put it like that. He said, let me talk to my ninja Lurchum. And then I was like, oh shit, I grabbed the phone and it was fucking Shaquille O'Neal, dog, and I lost my fucking mind. I legit, yo, cause I don't fanboy nobody. I've been around some of the greatest spitters in the game, brother. You know what I mean? Like, honest to God. So I don't fanboy anybody. But Shaq is like a demigod. Like, Shaq is like a fucking god, bro. I picked up the phone. He was like the gatekeeper. That's the first thing he said to me. I was like, Shaq Diesel, what's good with you, baby? And he was like, yo, Lurch, I'm a big fan. He's like, I've been following you for a while, da-da-da-da-da. When he followed me, I didn't even realize it was him. He followed me last year, but it came up Dr. O'Neal. So I just figured it was some random Instagram
somebody with the last name
so
O'Neal or
I never
something?
clicked on it to look. And like, I had already followed him because he's Shaq. I've been following him. But when he followed me, I didn't even know. He fell through the cracks with like all the other followers and shit like that. And then when he told me that, I was like, oh shit, Shaq. And I looked at his page. I was like, I didn't realize it said Dr. O'Neal. And he's like, I'm the sheriff too. And he pulled out this fucking big ass sheriff badge. Shaq will pop him, motherfucker, throw him in cuffs. We got it. Don't get it twisted.
I'm sure.
Like, yo, he's got it. Yeah, so he's a sheriff, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants anywhere he wants, which is pretty fucking awesome. But yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm a big fan. We were talking for a few minutes, and I said, yo, I'm humbled that you even called this man's phone to speak to me. I appreciate you, Shaq. So that means the world to me hearing, you know what I mean, that you're a fan of my music, you know what I mean? That felt good, bro, you know what I'm saying? This is fucking Shaq. And he a boss spitter with a platinum album. Maybe 2. You know what I mean? So then he was like, yo, Lurch, why don't you send me that beat? I was like, what? He was like, send me the beat. Blew my fucking mind.
Which beat?
I was
What
like,
beat?
The beat of the song that I was doing with Arsonal.
Oh, okay.
So he was like, yeah, send me that beat. And I'm like, hell yeah. I was like, Shaq, you wait right there. And I brought Arsonal back his phone. I was like, yo, Ars. I said, Shaq wants you to send him the beat. So Ars is like, I got it. So now Ars wasn't even finished with his verse. And then when Ars went back in the booth and I heard him spit his verse, he mentioned Shaq. Like the way in the video, he said, I got Shaq on it. Yeah, he said, I got Shaq on a track, real ninja from, I say ninja, be politically correct.
Yeah,
real
yeah.
Ninja from Jersey, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I'm shooting from deep and I'm giving you 30, you know what I mean? Like, and so once he mentioned Shaq, I'm like, hell, in my mind, I'm like, I'm getting this fucking Shaq verse for sure. Because Shaq asked for the beat, and then Arsonal fucking Sent it over to him. And it's funny because Arsonal sent the beat over to him at like 5 in the morning. So I left Tampa. I drove to Orlando because Arsonal gave me the chance. He was like, look, we can record in that studio in Tampa where I've been taking everybody. He said, there's like $1 million studio upstairs from the club here in downtown Orlando. He said, we can meet up there and do the shit there. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to the better studio. My bad, dude. I said, fuck yeah, I'm going to the better studio. So I drove 2.5 hours from Tampa to Orlando. Got there, we jumped in the studio, shit was fire. Key fob to get in, you can't use the elevators. Like, it was like some real deal shit.
You didn't get no footage of that?
Oh yeah, it's on my gram. But yeah, so we went in there, and then so once he was in the booth and shit, Arsonal, he did his verse and shit. I heard him mention Shaq, so I figured, all right, easy. So boom, that studio session ends, whatever. We say goodbyes, all that shit. I head back to the hotel, spend the night out in Orlando, leave the next morning to go back to Tampa because Arsonal was like, yeah, I'm going to Shaq's house tomorrow, so I figured they were going to lay down Shaq's verse over there, and my part of it was done. So then I make it back, it's like a 2.5 hour ride, like I said. I make it back to Tampa. I'm in the hotel room. At like 6:30 that night, the same day I left Orlando, I get a call, it's fucking Arsonal on my phone. I'm like, oh shit. I answer the phone, I'm like, what's good with you, Ars? He's like, yo, you think you could be at the studio for 9 p.m.? I got a surprise for you. That's exactly what he said. I looked at the time, it's 6:30. I'm like, it's a 2.5 hour ride. In my head, I'm like, hell yeah, we could be there. I said, I'll see you there at 9. He's like, all right, I'll see you then. So then I hang up the phone. I said to my son, I'm like, Bailey, we gotta fucking pack up this room, motherfucker. Let's go. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, we packed up the whole fucking room in like 5 minutes, bro. I threw everything in the back of the excursion and drove to Orlando. I pulled up to the hotel in Universal Studios on Universal Boulevard, dope hotels, like a Hyatt or something, fire. So I stayed there, I checked in, I called Ars, I text Ars, I'm like, Ars, I'm gonna be like 15 minutes late to the studio. I said, I'm just checking in now. He's like, easy, no worry, So boom, check in, slide over to the studios. I'm pulling into the parking lot where the paid parking is, so where your car is secure and shit, because I drove my own excursion all the way down there, so I had all my shit, a lot of shit in it and all that, so I wanna make sure it's good. So I paid to park. As I'm pulling into the parking lot to park, there's a meter you gotta pay to put the sticker in your window or whatever. I turn to the right, all I hear is, what's up, Lurchums? I look, it's fucking Shaquille O'Neal, bro. Paying the fucking parking meter. I'm like, oh my fucking God, bro.
That's
I pulled
fire.
up, hell yeah. I threw it in park, jumped out, dapped up with him real quick. He introduced me to his wife. He had his wife with him. Tiny little thing. His wife's got to be like 4 foot nothing, bro. Yeah, hell yeah. When he left that night after we recorded, he threw his wife on his shoulder and jogged her to his custom fucking, he had some kind of custom Charger, ill shit, dog. His seat was in the back seat.
That's
straight
funny.
Up. Yeah, hell yeah. So we went up in there and he fucking killed, yo. I'll tell you honestly, I've been fucking with Shaq's music for a lot of years. I had his first album, I'm Outstanding. I had Shaq Fu. When we were in the studio, I told Shaquille, I was like, yo, I got your album in the car right now. And he was like, get the hell out of here. And Arsonal was like, nah, he showed it to me yesterday after he talked to you on the phone, he showed it to me. He's like a true fan. And I'm like, hell yeah. So I went down to the truck and I showed it to him and I had the Shaq Fu album from '94.
Man, that's lit.
Yeah, he was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So I was amped about that. And then, yeah, man, he got in that booth, and I'm gonna tell you, like I said, I followed his music for years. He was the first ball player to ever spit bars like that. People don't give him credit. Like, he was the first NBA ball player. I'm almost positive. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, somebody put it in the comments down below. But I'm pretty sure Shaq was the first NBA star that ever dropped an album. He's damn sure the first one that went platinum. You know what I mean? So, like, I love his music from when I was a kid. His shit was inspiring, you know what I mean? It wasn't like that NWA shit I was listening to and the other shit. Like, he made you want to be an athlete. He made you want to fucking...
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Shaq's music, to be honest with you.
Right. But I'm going to tell you this right now. The verse I got from Shaq is the most fire verse I ever heard from Shaq in my whole life. And
is that available? Can the people listen to it, like, as somewhere yet?
Not just yet. The album, I'm getting ready to drop the album, The Gatekeeper. So I'm debating on the date of it. It's either going to be the very end of July or the first, just after the first week of August. I'm thinking about I'm thinking about dropping it on my boy's 20th anniversary of him passing away, to be honest with you. Benny DeWillis, God rest his soul, it's my brother. So he passed away August 8th, so I'm thinking about dropping the project on that day and, you know, kind of like pay homage to him with that, you know what I mean? Drop it on the day they took him from us, you know? So I was thinking about that, and so I'm not sure, I'm still so up in the air though. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that, but it's gonna be on the Gatekeeper project. I got that feature, I got the Shaq and Arsonal feature, I got a feature with Tech 9 and Calico. I got a feature coming up with the Bill Collector. I'm about to slide out to PA and go hit the studio with him. I was talking to him this morning. because he hit me up on a picture of a fish, bro. I bought a fucking alligator guard down there. It was like 3 feet. I put it up on my gram. He commented on it. I seen a blue check. I'm like, who's this with a blue check commenting on my shit? You know what I'm saying? So I looked at it. It was the bill collector. He was like, yo, it's wild. I'd have been gassed if I looked over the rail and seen it. I was like, yo, PA ain't that far from Rhode Island. I said, we get together because he said he's a lousy fisherman. He said, I'm trashing fishing. I said, yo, we got to get together and change that. And he was like, bet, put mad muscle arms up. And then 5 minutes later, he inboxed me. He's like, yo, you got something with an open verse open? I mean, with a verse open? I was like, yeah.
That's dope.
Said, yeah, hell yeah. And I was like, I got one even better for you. I said, I hit up my producer, shout out Ill Brown out of Chicago, True Colors, Hawk Life Family. Yo, it's my brother, and he's a monster producer. So I said, I can have my producer shoot you a folder with a bunch of shit in it, and you can choose a beat, and we'll fucking smash it. So Ill Brown sent him over the folder. He picked this beat called Rain. So we're gonna smash that soon, and I'm gonna have that on the album. That's why it's the last thing I gotta knock. It's the last feature I'm waiting for. Once I got the Bill Collector feature in the can, it's over. I'm gonna try to lock that in with a video too, because I got a couple of videos getting ready to drop. These ain't ready for the Gatekeeper project.
Now, is there one central place where people can go to keep up with this stuff? Like, it's just your Facebook or Instagram or YouTube? Like, because...
To be honest, I'm more active on Instagram than anything now. It's at Lurchums, Lurch.
So they need to get familiar.
Yeah, absolutely. I spend more... Everything I post on Instagram automatically posts on Facebook. So a lot of times I'm not as active on Facebook. I'll look at it maybe once or twice a day. You know, if on a good day, you know, sometimes I won't even touch my Facebook for like a fucking week, 2 weeks at a time. And I got messages and comments. I just miss them because, I don't know, I feel like Facebook, even though Facebook and the gram is all owned by the same people, I feel like Instagram's a better outlet for me right now. I've gotten more accomplished off of it in a short period of time.
Yeah.
My followers have gone up like 2,000 followers, 1,500, 2,000 followers in the last fucking 4 weeks, you know? So things are going good there right now. And more people interact with me. More of my fans are on Instagram. They fuck with me heavy on Instagram. I got all that going on, man. There's gonna be a lot of big things getting ready to happen. I'm gonna surprise a lot of people, man. We got King OSF just got signed out of Rhode Island. You know what I mean? To join them. We got a lot of things going on. We got Flawless just did that fucking TV show on Netflix. Like, the eyes are on Rhode Island right now.